Alex with her cat claws are getting ready. Put it in. How you can think those things. I don't know how to not. Oh. Them for so long. that we don't.
Testing. Is my audio okay?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Flags there, good.
No. Okay, so I don't have to record this.
Alexander, both things on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Virginia Harger. I'm the chair of the Shelton Planning and Zoning Commission. Today is Wednesday, June 11th, 2025, and the regular meeting of the commission being held in the Shelton City Hall and via Zoom is hereby called to order at 6:01 p.m. This meeting is also being carried live on YouTube. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. I'll start off with the roll call of the commission. Please verbally indicate that you are present when your name is called. Commissioner Kelly.
Present.
Commissioner Parkins.
Present.
Commissioner Cristiano.
Present.
Commissioner Motto.
Here.
Commissioner Tiki.
Present.
Alternate Commissioner McGee.
Here.
Myself, Commissioner Harger, Ms. Castro, our Assistant Administrator,
Present.
Mr. DeGangi, our Professional Engineer,
Present.
Ms. Kelly, our Recording Secretary.
Present.
And, oh, no, we don't have public hearing time. Huh? Okay. So, that's it for staff. We don't have a public hearing tonight, so we're not going to acknowledge Ms. Charbonneau.
Oh, we can relieve her.
Yes, she's relieved. Okay, and for the record, alternate Commissioner Oppel is not available for this evening's meeting. Couple points before continuing with this evening's agenda. Ms. Castro will act as the Zoom meeting host. All commissioners will be able to make comments about the meeting. I ask that you please identify yourself and wait to be recognized before speaking to make sure we are not all speaking over each other and to make sure our recording secretary is clear as to who is speaking. First item on the agenda is an update regarding the Wells Hollow Brook debris removal, soil stabilization, and erosion control that will be required before any further work can take place at the site. I can summarize it very quickly. Planning session was held in mid-May. A map and list of remediation activities was submitted by the applicant at the end of May. It was reviewed by staff in the zoning, engineering, and sewer departments last week. A consultant who is a certified professional wetland scientist, soil scientist, registered landscape architect, and a certified organic land care professional with a degree in environmental management from Yale School of Forestry and Environmental Studies, a degree in landscape design from UConn, and who has completed postgraduate studies in soil science at the University of Massachusetts, has been hired by the city to review the activities proposed by the applicant's soil scientists and to act on the city's behalf to make sure the work agreed upon will be done properly. The cost of this work, his work, will be paid by the applicant. This morning, the consultant participated in a site walk with myself, Commissioner Motto, zoning staff, the applicant, representatives of his construction company, and his soil scientists. And once our consultant has the specific activities that he and the applicant's consultant have determined that need to take place, the information will be submitted to DEEP for review and approval. And in addition, any activity at the site is at a standstill until a highway encroachment permit is issued by Connecticut Department of Transportation. And I want to give you this, the public, the detail about this, because I want them all to understand that we are addressing the situation and we do not take it lightly. Let me just ask Ms. Castro and Mr. DeGangi, do you have anything to add to that?
Covered it all.
Very good. All right, we're going to move on. Next on the agenda are two applications for a certificate of zoning compliance. And the first is Manuel Silva, 40 Skyline Drive for an accessory dwelling unit. If the applicant is present, come on up to the table. And do you want to bring your drawings closer?
You want me to do it on paper or do it through the Zoom thing?
Uh,
I can do it on paper.
either
old
way,
school.
no, Zoom is
The
fine.
screen is better so that
Yeah.
we can have it up.
Okay, so I'll do it from
I
here.
added you as a panelist. so
Okay.
that's it.
I could do it that way. I did, because I thought I was gonna do it here. That's okay.
All right, so
good-
just identify yourself.
Yep,
Go ahead.
good evening. My name is Manny Silva. I guess
You're a
Pro-
property company?
yes,
Oh.
Rose Diesel and Company. I'm a civil engineer licensed MAN,
No, I have your name.
oh, ROSC,
Oh, okay.
TISO.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But you're
But
are you
representing
here?
yourself.
Are
Yes,
you-
I am representing myself.
So,
He's not
no, he works for them, but he is this is his own application.
Okay.
So I've been in front of this board for 23 years. Finally, I'm representing one of my own applications.
Do you need to log back? in?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, no problem.
I have tons of it.
You're gonna bust it?
The story of the project is at 40 Skyline Drive, which is right near Huntington Center.
Off of
the-
Ripton, I
Off
believe,
of
right?
Ripton Road. And I grew up there. My parents brought us, me and my brother, raised us on that property. We were there since we were little kids. Maybe 23 years ago, I got married, moved out of town, had a couple kids. Unfortunately, my father passed away last year. My mom doesn't want to leave the neighborhood. She wants to stay there. So what I'm going to do is we're selling our house, which we're in the process of doing now, and I'm going to purchase my mother's house and build her a little in-laws apartment so that she doesn't have to leave the house, you know, that she brought us up in. So in the meantime, I'm using the money from selling my house to pay off my brother so that it'll be mine and my wife's. And then my mom will be there for life use type of thing. I just going crazy doing that, plus everything I do on a regular basis. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys the plans here.
I think you better swivel this one around.
Yep. So you can hear me.
I took a quick look at what you were planning for a layout. Did your mom have input on that?
My mom had input, my wife, everybody, my aunts. So
And kids.
everybody matters except me, and I'm the one who just has to draw it up. So
Pay for it.
Get it, Bill.
so let me turn off cap. That's okay. So the project is this one here. You can see that right here in the upper corner. I could kind of give you kind of an idea of where the project is. Ripton Road. This is Walnut Tree Hill Road, then it comes down to Ripton, and Huntington Center is down below here. So the project right now, the house is a single-story ranch with a basement, and our proposal is to add to the two-car garage and add a single garage to the side of it, and then the accessory apartment will be behind the current garage. Let's go here. So that's the existing survey. Currently, the house is a single-family ranch house, has a deck, has a small shed that we're going to relocate. And then here's the new site plan. So we have just under 900 square foot in-law apartment here in the back. And then we'll have an additional car park garage space here. So that'll be a total of 3-car garage. And in the backyard, there'll be a deck that connects the two. We'll have a deck here in the back, but then a swimming pool just off of that. This is the area where the shed will be relocated. We have 11 feet off of the property line adjacent to Mr. DeFelice's shed. He has a little red shed back here. We figured we'd just put it in line with his and 11 feet off so that it's compliant to zoning. We did go to the health department. We got our B100 approval. We don't intend to build the septic system upgrade right now because the septic system that's there was built in 1982 and it's been maintained pretty well since they have a civil engineer in the family. They kind of make sure that they pump it out on a regular basis and maintain it. There was a septic system out front historically, but that's been abandoned, and there's a newer one here in the back.
So an additional one was installed.
Correct, in
Wow.
1982. I think the neighborhood in general has upgraded some of their systems. Mr. DeFelice, I know, put some low boys and repaired his. Across the street, Mr. Sia, redid his house. I'll show you a picture of his house so you can see the neighborhood and how ours kind of matches the neighborhood. And Mr. Branca, next to him, also did a system upgrade. So these houses were built in 1961. But again, there was some work done on this house in 1982. The next thing here, I'm freezing up here, but here we go. That's our soil and erosion control plan. I think you've heard me say this before. It's to kind of protect the adjacent neighborhood. The site slopes from the bottom of the page to the front. So that the silt fence that we have in place kind of wraps around all the property where there's going to be disturbance. We have some stormwater galleries going in the front here, and then we have our soil pile protection area here. This is where our addition is going to go. So therefore, we have kind of a silt fence barrier going around the whole property. And that's so that any kind of rain, well, if there's any rain during while the soil is being disturbed on property, then any of that runoff gets filtered by the silt fence, and then only the water gets trespasses, no mud or anything of that nature. Waiting again. That was my son's. I gotta admit. That's so. I don't know what he does with it, but it's for some reason, you know what? Let me open this in a browser. That'll probably be better. So that Adobe seems to
give you my.
No, that's all right. I'll just open it with Google. So here, just my volume's off. So here's the details of that soil erosion control, where we have silt fence around the soil pile, and then here's the galleries that we're going to put out front. Those are going to be 2x4s, and that the town engineer has already signed off on that. In fact, he said I over designed it because I'm used to doing the bigger projects. He said you don't have to do that for just a house addition, but that's fine. He's already looked at it and had no comment.
And in particular, what did he sign off on? What part?
The storm drainage,
Oh, okay.
the additional impervious area.
Mhm.
You know, we usually just get a floor plan for this kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sensi.
Am I going too far?
No.
Too
It's
much.
fine.
It's a nice change.
Setting the standard
Extra
very
treat.
high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
I hope you don't charge yourself too much.
yeah, I'm expensive. The existing house is here. It has a kitchen, dining room, living room, 3 bedrooms, a bathroom here. Here we're gonna have, currently it's a 2-car garage. We're gonna add the 1-car garage here. We're gonna have steps up to a sunroom, and this is how the 2 spaces are linking together to comply with your regulation. Then she has an access from our space into hers. She'll have a kitchen, eat-in kitchen. a pantry, a laundry room here, a small den, and then a bedroom here, and with her own bathroom, and then her own egress outside here. We're gonna have a sidewalk going along here. She could also access the garage through our space here. Again, there'd be a deck out in front here, and then something else that we're adding to the front of the house is a covered porch. Right now, there's it's just a typical ranch house with a small little porch here on the corner. So we're gonna extend that across the front of it, and I'll show you that in an elevation.
Didn't you remove a door from the?
Yes, we removed the door here, so there's a door. So this ranch used to have a breezeway in here. The kitchen was expanded into the breezeway like some other neighbors have done. And then we're eliminating that door here because my wife said there's too many doors in the kitchen. And so now it's going to become a pantry. So it's going to be like, there's going to be like kitchen cabinets floor to ceiling, and then the kitchen cabinets are just going to open up and there's going to be a pantry there instead of a door. So now the only door will be here in the back, and then there'll be a slider here, and then there'll be a slider here onto the deck. We're gonna also, another renovation is we're gonna open up the kitchen to the dining room. There's currently right now there's currently a wall here with a small pantry here. We're just gonna open it up, but that's a renovation to the existing structure. So the elevation, again, we're trying to keep with the kind of the theme of the neighborhood, which is kind of ranch houses, except for the neighbor across the street. I'll show you a picture of his house. He's a little bit out of character in the neighborhood, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is the original ranch house going to pretty much look the same, except we're going to do bead and batten with kind of extending the roof line above the garage here with some wood beams to make it look like a little more rustic. And then we'll have wood garage doors out front with a single additional garage space here. And then this is the front porch, which will come across the front of the house right now. I'll show you the existing in a little bit, but that will also extend out the roof with some wood accent features here and a bead and batten, and then siding, regular siding here below. The stone, it'll be stone along the base here. We'll have stone columns supporting the covered porch. We are going to add a window here. There's no window here right now. And then the fireplace itself is a stone fireplace right now, and we're going to maintain that. Let's go on to, this is from the side. So from the downhill side, you're going to see the deck stairs coming up. There's the slider to the addition. This is the addition in the back of the house. This is the existing house here.
You shift it over
Yeah, shift it over to
to the left.
like that.
Yeah.
So this is the view from the neighbor near Walnut Tree Hill Road. This is from the rear. The addition will be here. We'll have a deck. We're adding, this is a picture window right now. We're adding a slider in that picture window where the dining room is. And then this is from the Mr. DeFelice's side. They'll have a front door entrance with a little light, little cricket here to stop the rain from falling onto anyone coming in and out of that door. And then that will be the sidewalk that goes out to the driveway up front. These are some
That
sections.
door is the entrance to the in-law? from the
Yes,
inside?
yeah, that's the entrance side. So what I did is I also took some pictures of the existing house and the neighborhood. So this is what the existing house looks like. Can you just imagine that? Nope, move over.
Yeah. You only see
If you
like you're
can.
up to your breezeway.
Just pan it over. Like that.
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So this is the existing house, 2-car garage. We're going to add a single car garage here where we have kind of a parking area anyway right now. This is the door that's going to get eliminated. You can see here, there was a small porch here that was just characteristic to the ranch houses in the neighborhood, but we're going to extend that across the whole front and then have a covered porch here in the front. From the street, you're not going to see the additional, except for that additional car garage here on the side. The whole in-laws apartment is behind the back. And then the next photo is of across the street, Mr. Cia's house, which in this originally was Mrs. A. She was a teacher at Huntington School. and she used to give us candy.
Teacher owns that house?
Not anymore,
No,
no, the
there's-
original,
When it was a ranch.
yeah, when it was a little ranch house, it was a 1,200 square
Who
foot
says we
ranch
don't
house.
pay our teachers?
Wow.
No, Mr. Sia is a builder in Fairfield County, coastal design. He, it's a little bit bigger. So this is Mr. DeFelice's house. This is the uphill side. Again, this is a house that is, also similar and was built by the same builder as the house that, we're working on. Again, his difference is his is a hip roof all the way around. He has that little porch here, breezeway with a porch out front, deck, I believe, kind of a deck. And then he used to have 2 decks in the back and a pool, but I think he got rid of the pool. And then the next one is historically Mr. Branca's house, which now is his brother Branca's house.
Mm.
It was Tony Branca's and now it's Jack Branca. And they did a bunch of additions on their house also, but this
Yeah,
also,
that's nice.
what's that?
Yeah, but now you can see it.
Yeah, so this was a small, like 1,200 square foot ranch house also, and they just kept adding to it a couple times. So that's basically my presentation. And with your approval, I'd like to hopefully we can welcome one of your Shelton's children back into town.
Back
Because-
into the fold.
Yeah, because it really does take a village, and I am who I am today because of the community that I grew up in, and because of you guys. So, and
It's very sweet that you're allowing your mother to stay
Yeah.
where she wants to be.
Yep, yep. I couldn't, we gave her a bunch of options. There's apartments, whatever in town, but she wanted to stay there. So how the story goes, she convinced she got my wife and brother in a room and said, hey, we got to convince Manny into buying the house and building it as well.
There's a method to
And here
it.
you are.
Yep, and here I am.
It meets the regs in terms of the
Yes.
size of the unit.
No problem with setbacks. Everything was checked out.
No, and I talked to all the neighbors. They're good with it.
Mhm.
Unless they said something otherwise behind my back, but
No.
they're all, like I said, I grew up there, I know them all, so.
Okay. Well,
I'll make a motion to approve.
well, let me just ask, does any commissioner have any questions for the applicant?
No.
No? Okay.
It's easy to-
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So my motion is to approve.
okay, so there's a motion to approve the application for the accessory dwelling unit at 40
Second it.
Skyline Drive from Commissioner Parkins, and it's seconded by Commissioner Motto. So on the motion to approve, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote 6-0. And we wish you good luck.
All right, thank you very much.
Welcome back to
Yeah,
Dalton.
thank you.
Let us know.
Thank you for letting me back in the community.
Let us know when you're gonna have like the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, I will, yeah, yep. And I'll have all the class of 97 there.
Okay, so the second application for certificate of zoning compliance is Lisa Hunt, 494 Howe Avenue for business. The applicant is present. Come on up. Pull up the mic.
I don't have anything fancy like that
It's
prepared.
okay.
I have the renderings that you submitted online, so if you just let me know which ones you want. Put up, I'll get it on the screen.
Okay, and this is my husband Greg,
Okay, so
Hi.
identify yourself for the record
Lisa Hunt,
and your address.
33 Chestnut Street.
Okay,
Well,
the business address.
Okay, that's my
Okay.
address.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so what would you like to tell us?
Okay, so we're trying to open up a deli, Italian deli slash cafe.
Mhm.
We're doing it at 494 Howe Avenue, and we do have plans here that show what we're doing to the inside, which is really not much, just a little remodeling, which is putting a new bathroom in.
So this is material that hasn't been uploaded to the city's website?
Yes, this has.
It has.
She has it.
Yeah, she's.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, it's really long.
Oh, okay. You know
So
what?
this is
When I
like
looked at it, it just didn't pick up all the detail.
Yeah, so the kitchen is staying the same as it was. There's a wall that came down. That's gonna come down, which is just a wall that they kind of put up.
No, no.
Mhm.
you know, haphazardly. It doesn't really hit the ceiling or anything, so it's pretty easy to take
So
down.
the prior tenant was the computer store. The
Yeah.
Prior tenant to that was the jewelry store. The prior tenant to that, I think, was Blimpies or something. So-
Blimpies? We had a Blimpies?
Yeah, yeah, because we used to go down there a lot. It was good. And so they had a kitchen facility in the back,
Yeah,
or
so,
something,
yeah.
you know, like a Subway
yeah.
sandwich line.
So then we're just putting in a counter and some refrigerated units under the counter there. And then the bathroom on the left-hand side there, we are building a small bathroom there. And then, yeah, see where the toilet is.
Mhm.
see the bathroom. And then putting in some tables and some seating, if you go down, you can see some more seating there.
When you say it's a deli, you have a showcase? Deli showcase where you have your meats all lined up? or
No.
Okay.
No,
Right.
that would be in the refrigerator in the back.
Yeah.
So the only, in the refrigerated section, we do want to sell some pre-made meals
Mhm.
like lasagna or meatballs or
Mhm.
eggplant parmesan, stuff like that, and specials of the week.
Mhm.
Soups and we're not like having any waitresses or anything. It's come up, get your stuff
Mhm.
and go. And so there would be a refrigerator, a little coffee bar. People could come and make their own coffee and then get their soda out of the refrigerator.
Mhm. That's like soup station. Okay.
Yeah. soup.
Oh, okay.
So there would be a soup station and then in the back, it's all the, fixings for the sandwiches that I'm gonna be making.
So the sandwiches are made to order.
Yes, made to order,
Mhm.
correct. And
What are the hours?
the hours are gonna be from 7:30 to 4 o'clock. Yeah. So,
Weekends too, or?
yeah, so on Saturdays, it's gonna be 8 to 12 or 2. We haven't decided that yet. And then Sunday is gonna be closed. So we could go to church. And do our thing.
Is this a new kind of thing for you? or you've
Yes,
done
it's brand
this-
new. Before I did this, I negotiated government and commercial contracts
Mm.
for Pitney Bowes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jumping in.
Yeah, so I retired from the corporate world and I had a pension that I had gotten and I'm using that money to do what I need to do here. So we're
Mm.
hoping for success.
Who did your artwork that's there all in the windows now?
Oh, that is my daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
She did the artwork. We know that we got to change it and that we shouldn't have it covered now. We did not know that then. So forgive me, we were new at this.
You need to keep in touch with City Hall.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you have some other diagrams that you want to show us?
Okay,
You have some
so
exterior
yeah, we
stuff?
do have one exterior vent that is going to be coming out the building and I think it looks like that. Yeah. So the measurements actually on that are wrong, but I didn't notice it until I had already uploaded it and I was sitting over there. But it's actually 6'7.5" and I'll fix that and upload it. And then where it says 4'10", it's actually 5'5.5".
Ms. Castro, is there another rendering of this?
Is that exhaust pipe going all the way up the side of the building?
Yeah, it's going all the way up the side of the building.
There's another one I think that represents it better. Vent,
Oh, the
chimney vent. kind of thing.
Nope, not that one. I don't even think
There we
that
go.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how was the height of this determined for the stack?
The height,
Yeah.
our HVAC guy, right? He's the one.
Yeah,
who's-
do I need to address myself?
Yeah, identify yourself for the record.
And use my home address or the?
Yeah.
Greg Walshak, 33 Chestnut Street, Seymour, Connecticut.
Mhm.
The reason that duct would have, I believe it's about 30 feet because it's gonna go up just above the roof line.
Mhm.
And all this like current building codes would require that only for the reason where you have opening windows there, so we can't like exhaust,
Mhm.
cooking fumes outside of the building. If there's gonna be windows there that the apartments above would open, if there's a tenant in there, they open their window, so you can't have it. So we would have to go up.
Is that on White Street side?
It's on
Yeah.
White Street and it's what, to the left of the doorways for the tenants to go up.
Yep.
They had the-
Yes,
Yes,
the
it is.
canopy.
Yeah.
yeah, so this would be between that canopy and.
That's not
Howell
how it looks here at all. It has a window to the left and a window to the right. It looks, this drawing makes it look like it's in the back of the building.
The drawing, the drawing with the red is more accurate. That first one you were looking at is it's kind of generic.
What are you cooking that needs such an exhaust?
I'm only cooking like meatballs and lasagna. It's not a full-fledged
Kitchen.
kitchen, right? But I do have to vent it somewhere. Although there are other options, there are ventless options. I do believe they're more expensive than venting it. So
And what, on this, if you look, that window that has horizontal slats to
Yeah.
it, was that?
So
looked at?
the window with the horizontal slats and the next one to the left
Mhm,
are both in the kitchen area.
mhm.
The one to the left is where we would come out and then go to the right and
and then
straight up
Straight up.
Mhm.
to avoid, running in
Between
front
the
of
two-
any of the
Between the
windows.
two windows.
Yeah.
There was no way to put it out the back.
Well, we asked that, but because there's a stairway there, I think the fire code is that you can't have it vented out the back or over a stairway.
You've
And
had a
I don't-
conversation with the
Yes.
fire marshal.
I don't think you can put anything in a stairway
No,
area,
yeah.
even though it's a sealed stainless steel duct, you can't
Mhm.
run that through a stairway.
But you specifically had a conversation with
No,
the fire
we
marshal?
did not on that.
Did you? No, I have not spoken to fire marshal. I have a good friend of mine who's an assistant building official,
Mhm.
and I
Here in
spoke,
Shelton?
no, he's actually in Cheshire.
Oh, okay.
But we were just talking about it, and he said, no, absolutely not, cannot run anything
Mm.
through a stairway.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that, and I figured that.
So we didn't
anyway,
even
so,
ask.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, the left side of the entrance, once you pass through the doors, is the rear wall of the kitchen.
correct.
So
Yeah.
the concern I have is a number of years ago, not really a number, but a while ago, when a restaurant on the corner of Howe and Cornell was proposed, they put a venting system out that was entirely inappropriate, and we right away had indicated to them that that's not what they were supposed to do, and they did it anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of problem.
And that house had no architectural features like this building
No.
does.
So
This is-
have you brought this to the attention of what you had
Is that
proposed to
an
do to
historic
your
building?
landlord?
I do
The Pier
have a
Point? Oh,
letter
yeah.
from him that
Yeah.
says that he is that he's okay with the signage, he's okay with. I don't have it with me. I can get it to you. I do have it uploaded though.
But
I think it's
he
in there.
specifically addressed the,
I don't think he addressed that in there,
No.
but I can get a letter from him if you'd like.
I think there, you've got a lot of things that still need to be confirmed.
Okay.
And I'm not at all comfortable with
I
moving on with this until we have some.
just don't think it's gonna be aesthetically.
Pleasing.
Yeah.
Is it stainless steel or black or what?
It's stainless steel.
And there's no way to
That's why
get
I-
through the building, because there's apartments above.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah,
no.
you'd be going through the apartments.
For the
It's just so visible. I've
Okay.
seen it, and it's such a visible corner now
It
as
is.
well with the development across the street. I
Yeah.
love the business idea. I will probably be there very often, because I live up the road, but I just want to make sure we get the aesthetic
Mm,
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
building.
I
Yes,
really
it
would
is
look
a
at it,
historic.
something internal. You're not gonna be frying or grilling anything. So you really don't need.
So that's something we should speak to the fire marshal.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
come in and
Yes,
sit down
I'm
with
on-
him
I'm a-
internal exhaust.
and
now.
our
Plus-
building person
Mhm.
upstairs.
Yeah. I mean, I've had several conversations with the fire marshal and he
Mhm.
said I had to go through planning and zoning
Right.
first. So yeah.
Yeah, but before you do anything further,
Okay.
find out from them exactly
Well,
what.
who
that
do you
can
need
do.
it then?
That I needed the hood?
You needed
No,
the-
you needed that
exhaust.
outside
that-
exhaust.
Oh, I mean, I
There.
just need a hood. It doesn't need to be, I don't think it needs to be outside. I think I can find a ventless hood for
Mhm.
what I'm doing.
Right.
I would have the fire marshal obviously approve it
Yeah.
before I did anything.
No,
Yeah.
what was the purpose of putting that in?
Oh, because
Who
I'm.
suggest, suggested it?
Yeah,
You
did you
or,
it was your HVAC.
Yeah, right, the
Yeah.
HVAC guy.
Well, he said if you're gonna exhaust, that's how you need
Right,
to do it.
this
but
is, if we're
he
gonna
didn't-
exhaust,
He
we have,
didn't
that's
address
how we
the
have to do it.
potential
Correct.
inside,
Yeah.
inside exhaust.
Yeah, and I'm a
The
plumber by
volume.
trade and I've done a lot of restaurants and my experience is anytime you're gonna have any cooking equipment. I've never done a restaurant with electric cooking equipment, but it's always been gas. You always have to have a hood, you always have to have an
Mhm.
Ansel system, you always,
This
and
is
they
gas.
always exhaust the hood.
Well, it was
outside.
going to be, but now I'm thinking maybe not. But I don't think I need gas, to be honest, like I'm thinking
For
in my head.
meatballs and-
But yeah,
Yeah,
meatballs and
lasagna,
lasagna,
boiling
and
water.
that's
Yeah.
all I'm really doing.
Yeah,
Um,
sit down with the fire marshal and go over everything in detail,
Okay,
see what.
Is it possible to paint the stainless steel?
I don't know,
But it would.
but I can.
Yeah, you could,
Yeah, but then you gotta.
What was your question, Mr.
Like,
Chicanti?
You can match the building if you can.
Perhaps it's,
It might
again,
make it
it's.
a little bit more invisible. Piece above the roof is building code.
Mhm.
There's a requirement that has to be a certain. height
the
above the
heat
roof.
may make it peel though.
That's what I'm saying. It might be insulated and then it may not be an
Yeah.
issue.
It's still gonna look,
Cooking the meatballs at home.
It's still in it.
yeah.
Bring it in,
Yeah, exactly, have a crock pot, keep them warm,
something along those lines.
so.
Well, that's a health department issue.
Yeah,
Sure.
it
Is
is.
it?
And it's a
Oh,
separate
yeah.
license.
WALSHAK
As easy as it
33.
we hope sometimes.
I know.
We're the downtown
Okay.
area, right?
Thank
I
you.
assume you're gonna be counting on a lot of foot traffic.
Yes,
Versus people driving to the
Correct.
location.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, so is there any other questions while the applicant is here?
No, sounds good.
Well, is there a motion to table?
okay.
A motion to table.
Okay. Motion to table from Commissioner Ticky. Is there a second? Commissioner Kelly is seconded. So on that motion to table, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Parkins, Commissioner Amato, Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0. So good luck. Let the staff know Alexandria will be your next new best friend. She'll give you a lot of guidance.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
good.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
I'm telling you, your contract background is gonna be like, seem like it
Come in
was
handy.
nothing.
Okay, Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, next two, agenda items are new business. And, we can accept them together for a review and for staff to set a public hearing due to Attorney Teodoso confirming last year when we had a similar situation that we could do this type of protocol in one motion, as long as the motion clearly identifies each item. So is there a motion to accept for review and for a public hearing to be set for new business agenda items A and B with the specifics of each as follows? Application number 2509 is item A. PDD 53 Splash Management Group LLC at 376 Bridgeport Avenue for major modification to the PDD to add a 9,500 more or less square foot parking area, relocate Walsh tunnels, add self-service vacuum stations, relocate and increase ADA accessible parking spaces, add an exit-only driveway, realign the existing driveway entrance to the driveway of a commercial business across the street, and improve site lighting, landscaping, and storm water management practices. And the second is agenda item B, application 2510 PDD number 93. Stephen Bellis for Matthew Calandro at 509 to 517 Howe Avenue for major modification to final site development plans to reduce the previously approved residential unit counts with no change to the current commercial use on the first floor. So is there a motion to accept for review and for public hearing to be set for each?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, there's a motion from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Ticky. So on a roll call vote, Commissioner Parkins, Commissioner Cristiano, Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and Chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0. And we will be having a public hearing for each of those. On June 25th. which is in 2 weeks.
My birth.
I will not be here.
I may not. Either.
We may not be having a public hearing then. So that we will take that under advisement.
This already went out.
So we could be here.
Well, we have 2 alternates. So if the members of the commission could send me your schedule for June, July, that would be great. All right, next is application 2511 Paul Bombero for Hemra Kona at 41 and 45 Bridgeport Avenue for approval of a site plan application to allow construction of a 2-story commercial building with retail use on the ground floor and an office use on the second floor. This application was accepted for review. Here are my notes. On June 11th, 2025, posted on the city's website is the site plan application, statement of uses and standards, site plans, correspondence from the fire marshal, city engineer, sewer administration, and applicant. Ms. Castro, any other reports, materials, or correspondence received within the time period for this application but not yet posted to the city's website that need to be acknowledged for the record?
Did you say this application was submitted on June 11th?
No, we
It's
We
today.
accepted it for review. No, I'm sorry, that's my mistake. On my cut and paste, I looked at my chart wrong. It was,
This is new, accepting today.
oh, we are accepting today.
So it is June 11th.
I looked at the wrong line in my chart. Boy. All right, so this is a, so this should have read.
Should have been ABC, right?
Yeah, people.
Yeah, but this should have been an accept for review on the agenda C. We just said
We haven't
review.
accepted it yet. We have to accept it first before we can review and discuss.
Right. So this is just accept for review. Yeah.
It is a site plan application.
Right,
So yes, except for.
review, right. Okay,
Public hearing, no? No public.
No. it doesn't say that.
no, and then are we also doing that for the next one, 2512? It's a site plan application under Schedule A.
So site plan applications are like COC applications.
Okay, so we
They're standard. You don't have to have your
public hearing.
public hearing.
Okay.
and all that.
All right,
These are-
so we went ahead of ourselves for agenda item C. It's basically what we did. Because I was saying that we had already accepted, but we didn't. So I'm going to correct the record. And like Commissioner Parkins mentioned, we could have accepted A, B, and C altogether. So we're going to do C separately. So is there a motion to accept application 2511 for review?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have Commissioner Parkins and Commissioner Kelly making that motion to accept for review. Okay, and Ms. Castro, again, we will definitely have to have a public hearing on this. Yes, okay.
Well, yes,
You
that's a recommendation. It's not a requirement, but you guys can make a recommendation.
I would definitely make a recommendation to have a public hearing on this. This is two residential buildings, houses at this time that are, the use is going to be entirely different.
in a residential
in a
area.
Yeah, residential business area, commercial, for sure.
Add in that there's the update from WPCA that they have not yet reviewed this application. It has not gone on their agenda.
Okay,
Do they review all applications?
They're
It's
supposed
required.
to.
If they feel it's required,
Why would this require?
because they have retail on the bottom. We don't know what type of, well, for whatever reason, it triggered for them to request an application be submitted. I only request that you confirm sewer availability for a site plan application, and if WPCA feels that you need to go through an application first, we request that. If they're not comfortable with giving that direct answer, they will put to their
I don't see
engineer.
how retail would use more water than a home, but okay.
I think the most recent question was whether or not any of those retail spaces would be restaurants or.
Yeah,
food
right.
Service staff.
Washing machines.
or something.
All right, so we should have accepted
so that's what we're changing.
That
Accepted it,
public
that
hearing.
hearing.
Yeah, and like you said, we could have done A, B, and C altogether, so we are
be revising.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Commissioner
I'm
Parkins.
gonna modify my motion to be, instead of accepting for review, accept and schedule, accept application, schedule public hearing.
Set public
Yes,
hearing.
so there's a motion made by Commissioner Parkins,
And I'll
seconded by
second.
Commissioner Kelly to accept application 2511 for review and for a public hearing to be set. Okay, and the date on that to be determined because you haven't set anything on this.
This is not in my notice. for
Yeah.
the-
Right, so, all right, so this would be, plus it would be after the WPCA.
So if WPCA does not have them on their agenda yet, their next meeting would take place the second Tuesday in July, if they will be on that agenda. Our site plan applications have to be reviewed within 65 days.
Mhm.
So if we're requesting a public hearing, I don't think it's in our best interest to leave it lingering. It's automatically approved within 65 days if we don't hear it.
Mhm.
We're not gonna get it on in the month of June, and we don't know where it stands in July.
Uh,
If you want.
Well, we
to-
can go ahead and
Yeah,
hold
we
a
don't-
hearing without WPCA approval.
you
Right.
can-
Any,
you can
Do
any,
contingent.
yeah,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
approval would be based on contingency of that
Yeah.
approval.
Sure.
There would have to be a public hearing within the month of July.
Mhm.
That could be the
I'm back.
first
Okay.
meeting in July.
And there's no letters of extension we could request from the applicant.
I don't know that answer. I don't believe so because it's a site plan application.
Okay.
That's.
We don't have to have it the first meeting of the month, though.
It does not have to be, it's just, it has to be
time.
in July.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Are you? back for the
15th,
first?
no. I'm so going. So, all right. All right, so the motion on the floor is to accept for review and for a public hearing to be set. And based on, and as Commissioner Parkins mentioned, the NEA approval. If an approval comes out in July, it could be definitely contingent on WPCA approval as well. Okay, so let me do a roll call vote for Commissioner Amato.
Aye.
And Commissioner Tiki.
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins, Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and chair votes aye.
Sorry about that.
Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0.
Do you know what the retail use is gonna be when you go to WPCA?
This is in the
Yeah.
owner.
Paul Bombero,
Yeah.
licensed land surveyor, 155 Bear Hill Road, that's in Connecticut. 155. The owner, at this time, it would just be retail, it's not going food service. That should help the, sewer problem. Well,
But the specific type of retail is not anything.
no,
Okay,
okay, thank you.
all right, very good.
Good night.
All right, let's try new business D. Application 2512, Jesse Cerrone at 33 Hull Street for approval of a site plan application under Schedule A, use line 16A to permit a fitness center in an IB2 zone. Is just reviewing. Are we accepting?
It's a review of the
Yes.
site plan application. So this one is more of the COC because
Mm-hmm.
it's an existing.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Cerrone, identify yourself for the record and go ahead and make your presentation.
My name is Jesse Cerrone. I currently live in North Haven, 34 Randall Drive. I own a martial art business. I'm currently in 215 Bridgeport Ave. I'm in Bunny Village. I've been there for 8 years now, going on 9, teaching martial arts. And we're looking to expand the business and looking to go into industrial building, 33 Hull Street, meaning Weinberg's place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do you have hours of operation you want to talk about or?
So the hours of operation is Monday through Thursday. It'll be 5:30 to 8:30. It'd be nice if we could expand on those hours while we're here. And then Saturdays is 9 to 11 o'clock. So we're not open.
9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
And what about Friday? You said Monday through Thursday.
Friday, we're pretty much closed.
So no, nothing on Friday and Sunday.
Is there a stipulation on,
It may change. It'd be nice if like we could maybe expand.
Yeah, don't limit yourself too much because then you have to come back. if
Okay.
you're going
Absolutely,
Outside
right.
those hours, so
Okay.
if you wanna,
What were you thinking of
you
in
can amend
terms
that
of,
tonight, right?
of other hours if you wanted to
I
expand it?
mean, you could put it all the way up till 12 at night. That would be nice.
Is,
You don't want to
Starting
start
earlier?
earlier
You
in the
wanna start
day?
Earlier?
Yeah, about 5 o'clock, maybe till 12.
um,
5 a.m.
Yeah.
Nothing during the day though, right?
No.
Could you clarify the hours? Are you saying 5 AM?
Yeah, 5 a.m.
Is
to
that the Monday through Friday or you're talking? about
Monday
Saturday?
through Thursday?
5:30 AM to 8:30 PM.
No, to 12 midnight.
No, wait, no. Dang.
That's what he said.
That's
That's
what
what.
he said.
Mr. Sharon, you initially said
Yeah.
5:30 to 8:30. So it's 5:30 AM to 8:30 PM. But to expand it, you would go 5:30 AM to, you're thinking midnight, Monday
Yeah.
through Thursday?
Yeah, just to have it expand.
Okay,
So you're open basically 12 hours a day, is that?
Yeah, I mean, our classes, they're not that long, but it would be nice to, expand. a little
okay.
bit.
The midnight, you're in some, while that's a commercial building,
Mhm.
you are an adjacent to a residential area. So my concerns would be,
Yeah, I don't know that
Something
I,
after
I don't know that I keep it to midnight.
Yeah.
Midnight seems like
Maybe.
a bit much. for
Yes.
the use.
yeah,
Go out and do.
10 PM.
Accommodating people's hours after their work.
Yeah.
10 or 11 PM is a standard gym.
Gonna get
Go
tired.
before work.
that might be so in a shopping center. But I don't know, I
I'd
would.
say 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9
that's
or
fine, that's fine.
10,
That's
closed
fine.
by 10. Yeah, to 10 PM.
So could you review what the actual hours amended are?
So right now, it's just,
Amended hours.
Monday through Thursday right now, we're doing, we start at 5 PM, 5:30 PM, and then we go to 8:30. That's pretty much it. Monday through Thursday.
I
So
thought you were saying you're doing
5:30
5.
PM. We're a little confused
I
now.
thought you
Yeah,
said you were doing 5
That's like you're
AM.
just
Well,
doing
really-
the evening hours.
no, so
When
right
we
now,
suggested you expand it, we didn't mean to make it a 24-hour service.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just nervous, guy. I'm hard at everything.
We were just trying to,
All right.
not limit you to just 5:30 to 8:30, 5:30
4
PM
hours a
to
day, right,
8:30
yeah.
PM.
Okay.
So we thought you might want to start, say at 4 or 3 and then run to like 9, so like 3 to 9
Yeah,
PM.
that's fine. That's
No, but you gotta be comfortable with it.
No, I am.
Take a deep breath and just
What
think
are the
about this for a
chances
minute.
of you having That want to come in during the day? Say
Um,
you have you had police officers here for your previous application.
Right,
They
that's-
used to come in at 6 AM prior to their shift.
So I would say 6 AM to 9, 10.
So are we
Right.
talking about 6 AM to 9 PM?
I think
Okay,
that's
that sounds good.
I think
That's good. That's
6 to
good.
9. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm so nervous.
All right,
So what we're trying to make clear is just to use the code on this line, 6 AM to 9 PM gives you the flexibility
To add on.
within those hours
Mhm,
to open when you want to open during those hours. You don't have to obviously be open during those hours.
right.
Gives you the flexibility. If you want to open outside of those hours, you have to come back
Okay.
for us, because you only limited it to the hours that you were proposing.
You've got 15
Right.
hours right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's like,
Trying to
It gives
help
you-
you out.
all
It
right.
gives you
Yeah.
flexibility to make adjustments for classes, for
Yeah. thank you.
business expands down the road and you get busier and whatever it is. Now you have flexibility where you don't have to come back here.
So basically, you're saying you will not open earlier than 6 AM and you will not close later than 9 PM.
Correct.
okay.
So that's Monday to Thursday. How about the other days?
Saturday, we just, we do 9 o'clock to 11.
9 AM to
Yep, 9
11
AM
AM.
to 11 AM.
Okay.
That's it.
9 AM to 11 AM.
That's
All
it.
right, you're sure? Okay.
You're not gonna work.
And then on, that's it, because, you're not doing anything Friday and Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, as we were trying to get across, we just don't
Friday and
Wanna-
Sunday.
have to have you come
Yeah,
back.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
So Saturday, you
But if
really
you-
only feel that
Be
2 hours.
able to do
Yeah, I mean, we could expand
From
them.
6 to 9, 6
You-
AM to.
Whatever
9
you
PM.
feel, we just want to make sure that you're not,
Including Saturday?
Yeah,
No.
you could put it,
Because he doesn't.
like,
Want
I
to make
mean,
it simple
we're
and
not.
make it the same.
That's what
numbers.
I'm saying.
6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, we can
This
do
way
that.
you have the same hours for each
Yeah.
day.
and whether or not
Yeah.
you choose to
I
have.
guess we thought alike.
At least,
at least I'll be able to. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
That would be great.
is your entrance, are you gonna have like individual fobs to get in, or like, 'cause some places you have a key code to get in and you can go in and do whatever.
Yeah, no, this is just a little key block right now.
There's always gonna be, you're always gonna be there for supervision.
Yeah, always.
Oh, okay.
Always.
All right. So I can
Yeah, you-
understand you not wanting to be there 15 hours a
No,
day.
Go home,
So-
I watch the baby.
Okay.
What is the tenant, what the, not the tenant, the owner doing for lighting?
Lighting,
In
he
the
just has
area.
like LED lighting like this.
No,
Outside.
Outside.
Actually outside.
I'm thinking
He's
of
got
outside.
huge spotlights and there's actually like street lights down there or something.
Does he really,
Yeah.
you know, I went down that little road and around, I didn't see any lights. but-
Yeah.
Your lane. Yeah.
Right under the bridge, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of lighting. I went down there the other day. It was really great. I
Okay.
know recently there was a light bulb that went out. I guess he had to go change it. I felt so bad. I'm like, man, call me if you need.
What floor are you gonna be on?
I'm gonna be on the first floor.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. So you walk right in and out. All right. All right, so make sure we're all on the same page, Monday through Thursday and Saturday. It would be 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. that you could be in operation, but when you actually will be doing it, will not be before 6 a.m. and not after 9 p.m.
Correct.
Okay, does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yep,
All right.
that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, is there anything?
Straighten out.
Somebody that after this.
Yeah, and I just want to mention, posted on the city's website is the site plan application, the statement of uses and standards, photos of the building's exterior, a street map of the neighborhood, the assessor's card, and a floor plan of the exterior space where the fitness center would be located. Okay, so nothing else that we need to acknowledge for the record, documents that came in?
No, everything's been.
Yeah,
Okay.
we accepted that before, right?
Yes,
Right, so are we
Yeah.
making a motion?
yes.
Yes.
All right. So how does the commission want to proceed with this application?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I'll second that.
With the hours as
Post
discussed,
it, right.
with a change it to the hours.
okay. So is that, Commissioner Romano, Commissioner Parkins making that initial motion? Okay. And Commissioner Kelly, you had seconded it?
I'm just putting words in her mouth.
And I'm just nodding my head.
So there's a motion to approve site plan application for a fitness center at 33 Hill Street from Commissioner Motto, seconded by Commissioner Kelly, with the caveat that the hours are Monday through Thursday and Saturday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. that the fitness center can be in operation. Okay, so on a roll call vote, Commissioner Cristiano,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion is passed by vote 6-0. Good luck.
Thank you so much,
Good
love
luck.
you guys for that.
How old is your baby?
She's about to be 2 years old.
Oh, good.
It's like
Nice.
my hands full. It's nice that I'm able to go.
And a
home
happy
spend
early
time.
Father's Day.
Oh, thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for it.
All right.
Oh, you're
I'm
welcome.
so happy.
Good luck.
Pleasure.
I'm more happy for my team than they
Good.
deserve it.
Good luck.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Okay, so we're going on to old business. Application 20-22 Riverview Park Royal at 125 Canal Street. Stephen Bellis for Canal Properties LLC to amend the existing approval requiring 10% affordable residential units to 20% per CHFA build for Connecticut loan requirements. And application 20-22 was approved on June 14th, 2022 with a requirement that no less than 9 affordable housing units in compliance with state of Connecticut affordable housing stipulations be provided by the applicant. I dug out from my file the original resolution. Ms. Castro, any other reports, materials, or correspondence received within the time period that we have not been posted to the city's website that we have to acknowledge?
No.
No. Okay. So Attorney Bellis, good evening.
Good evening. For the record, I'm attorney Stephen Bellis and I represent the applicant Canal Properties LLC. And I assume since I'm last on the agenda, you saved the best for last.
Well, we try.
Something like that. You can believe that if you'd like.
So we have all
leave
the
that.
hours to grill you.
I have
No,
my
whatever.
application letter that I give to Alexandria. I have the special permit
Okay.
that was part of the approval that the commissioner cited, dated June 22nd, I believe, 2022.
June 14th. According to Mr. Pam.
No, that's the resolution. I have
Yeah.
the permit.
Oh, the permit. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
I'm not gonna
Sorry.
introduce that because you did it already.
Yeah.
The permit? Give me a clean copy.
I have.
Yeah. Okay, I have, and then I'll discuss it. I have the application by, Riverview Park, to the Connecticut Housing Finance Authority. On President John Geddes, your John, close the application, blah, blah, blah. You can go to that. I have the build for Connecticut Workforce Housing Program criteria.
Mhm.
And I have the declaration of land use restrictive covenants. That's the restriction on the length of the affordability. I think that's all. And I had the resolution, but you already have that. So those are my exhibits. So let me explain to you what I'm doing.
Mhm.
So it was my understanding that this was approved by this commission as a special exception.
Mhm.
And what was approved was kind of I'll call it a mixed use. I think it was some commercial on the first floor, and then I believe 92 units of apartment. And as part of that resolution, as the commissioner stated, of the 92 units, 10% were supposed to be restricted as affordable.
Mhm.
And what this applicant is doing now is similar to what you heard in a prior application. It's making an application to CHAFA for a loan. And that loan is with the letter that the first exhibit I told you. And as part of that loan, the requirements are in here, the criteria that 20% of the units be set aside as the affordable units. So that would be an increase from the 10% to the 20%.
We're talking
That's the
18.
80%.
You're talking 18 units.
20% of 92 is what?
It's like
18.
18.4.
18.4. So I don't know
Yeah.
if you round up or down, guys.
Now we
Well, it
were,
depends if it's over 0.5 or under.
right,
Oh, so you round down.
Yeah, we're-
18 is correct.
18 units. Yep.
Uh,
What's the
Count
breakdown?
80%.
80 or
How
60
many
or
60, how many?
18 units at what?
Well, according to this program, I think CHAPA says that, I'll just quote it, the targeted AMI, at least 20% of the total units between 60 and 120% AMI. Maximum allowed rents affordable to middle income households must reflect a discount to market rents. That's in their program criteria.
I've never heard the ranking.
60 to 120.
That's the program.
Not affordable anymore.
Crazy.
Oh,
You guys
Close
would have
afford.
to Make your recommendation
Do we get to recommend?
for this. You do.
What's the amount of the term?
The term on these,
That's your
the
third.
term is, it's in here, I believe, hold on a
Mhm.
second, I don't want to misquote.
Same
It's a
thing.
construction loan up to 36 months, but that's not what you're asking me. The
No.
permanent loan is 20 years.
But it could be paid off as.
Yep, let me get to that, yeah. Same as last time. I don't think it's changed. All right. So the affordability restrictive covenant, that's that restrictive covenant that I give them a copy of too. It says here in the commitment. The affordability restrictive covenant encumbering development, so long as the loan is outstanding,
but not less than 6 years from the issuance of initial certificate of occupancy and annual certifications. So what that means is it's a 20-year loan. The permanent loan can be no longer than 20 years. It's a 20-year loan. And there would be a deed restriction similar to the one that I've given you the form for 20 years. If it were to be paid off, it could still, with this deed restriction, would have to stay on for at least 6 years.
Now,
If
what
it's-
if, all right, so.
I'm just reading from the
I know,
criteria.
But I'm saying that we've already got a commitment for 10 units for 40 years. I don't suppose Chapel would mind keeping that stipulation.
For 40 years. Didn't we just do that on a project?
Mhm.
In other words, you would add another 10 units with those other terms perhaps, but keep the 10 units that we already approved with the original requirements under the 830G.
Oh,
No,
so
this was,
you
oh,
aren't-
what's this? I know,
It was 9.
wait a
That we
second.
Right.
I don't think it was 830.
Well, what, it was,
No, it wasn't.
but it was,
So-
no,
No, I don't want
it
to.
wasn't
The
830G.
original
but
one?
That type of requirement.
It was
In other words,
10%.
80 MI,
40 years.
AMI for 40 years.
I don't
So
know
you're
if that
talking
was.
about the one that we passed in 2022?
Yeah.
The language in the resolution, the bottom, page 7, in the motion to approve with conditions. These are the stipulations. Number 3 was submission of final confirmation and administrative details regarding the designation of not less than 9 affordable housing units at a mix in proportion to the overall unit mix and in compliance with state affordable housing stipulations.
Yeah, no, I'm not arguing
Okay.
with you. What I'm suggesting to you is that it wasn't done under 8-30.
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
terminology.
So
you
that,
would
I
do
don't
80
know.
Well, what
Go ahead. I don't
what
mean to
we
cut you off.
approved was 10%, which is what our plan
Right.
calls for, right?
Right.
But
For
it does,
40 years. And so that was
I'm not sure,
voluntary, right?
Right.
I'm not sure it said, 40 years. I just want to be clear on that
That
again.
under state,
What the
Yeah,
resolution said.
thank
Yeah, so let me,
which
Say
would be
40
can-
40 years.
maybe not.
Yeah.
That's why I should enlighten you a little on that. So under a set-aside development, under 8-30G, it has to be 40 years, because that's what the
Correct.
state statute says. When a town voluntarily asks, and I don't know, I wasn't the lawyer here, but when the town voluntarily asks someone to give affordable housing and they agree to it, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a 40-year deed
But
restriction.
in the resolution, it said according to the state regulations.
But there's no state regulation.
It wasn't for 830G.
Yeah, there's no state regulation. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
There's
right.
there's no, there isn't any, state affordable requirement saying it has to be 40 years unless you're under 830G as a set aside, then it's definite.
Correct.
Otherwise, they leave it open. And what I think this town has done, I know it gets confusing, so I think what this town has done is dates too well. I think it was 2023, I'm not sure. This town passed an affordability plan.
Mhm.
And in that affordability plan, you people said, I want it to be deed restricted for 40 years.
Right.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
this is in 2022.
God's sakes.
I know. I'm just trying to present, I know, don't shoot the
I'm
messenger.
just saying that 6 years is not gonna be,
Yeah. But
gonna
that's
make
6
anybody
years.
happy.
Yeah, I get it.
This is the
I can only tell you what was, what the law is.
compliance with the state affordable housing stipulations.
Right. But what is,
State affordable housing stipulations.
what do they say in that stipulations? Is it?
Or this is.
Yeah, it doesn't
much as
say
I
in the
have.
state statute. So state statutes say that you have, a unit can be affordable. And then, they give the definition of what an affordable unit is. It has to meet the criteria, all that.
So,
But it doesn't tell you the length of the term.
so at that point, when we did this resolution,
Yeah, 2022.
we
Intent
did
was
not
to-
have 830G.
No.
Oh, no, 830G
So-
goes back
It
to
wa-
the 90s.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, this was
it's
not an
old statute.
830G.
830G is an old
Oh.
statute.
It's not
1990.
old.
That wasn't an 830G application.
It wasn't
No,
any 30
it's
years.
not.
No, it's
So,
not.
so we do not have the 40 years? Is
No.
that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I think we intended that and it just didn't get written up.
That could
Well,
very well
it says
be.
correctly.
in
I think
compliance
you're
with
right.
state affordable housing stipulations.
What it would mean to
Yeah,
me.
but Commissioner or Chair,
Yeah.
there is no state statute that says it has to. be
At that
40
time.
years At that time.
All right, well,
You guys passed
So-
something in 2023, which is okay.
So what happened before is somewhat irrelevant because you're back here asking for something new.
Correct.
So we're asking for something new. And we got 18 units. So someone has to put a proposal on the table. So we can start with an initial proposal of 18 units for 40 years, 9 units at 80%.
In
Nine
nine,
units
nine
at
and 60,
60%.
yeah, right.
So that's my initial proposal, to start the conversation here.
mhm.
So, no, I appreciate putting it on the table because you gotta move it
You
forward.
gotta start. it.
So, yeah, so the program that this gentleman is applying for is the Build for Connecticut program. It's a CHAFA program. So since it's a CHAFA program, this is what I was trying to get at. The CHAFA programs do qualify as affordable units under state statute, and the town gets credit towards its 10% moratorium. So
Not more.
I said it wrong. 10%, I said wrong word, 10%. Towards its 10% exemption of affordable housing. What that does is you get to count it towards your 10%. Yeah. So that is a compliance. So their program, I don't know why, has it set up, the chapter program, Build for Connecticut, which is the workforce housing program. They, not the applicant, has come up with this idea, and it's bold, not less than 6 years, and for the length of the loan being 20 years.
So if your proposal, Commissioner, would be for the 40 years, if the loan was, it can't be for the 40 years because of the 20 years.
No,
I think it's a
no,
separate
that's the
issue.
loan.
That's
The-
the loan.
When the
Could
loan
be-
is paid off is irrelevant to us.
Yeah.
Right, the applicant's asking for 20% of affordable units from us. We control the
The length of
term.
time.
I'm sure the
The-
loan won't mind if it's longer than the requirements for loan. I mean,
Correct.
that's not,
I
Chad's
think
not gonna
what,
care.
I think what, I thought,
Yeah.
what Christiane was saying was, and if I'm wrong, just interrupt me. You've already approved something that was 10 years and we don't know the length of the loan, right? We don't know if it's 40 years or less.
Correct.
But on this one, I think that the additional 10% could be under the terms of CHAFA, and the original, whatever it was, 9 units would be whatever you thought it was originally.
Well, that's one way to look at it, right? But
Yeah.
we're trying to move forward with, we're not trying to mimic what this board has done with past applications. We're looking to clarify our practices moving forward. So perhaps, actions this board has taken on past applications weren't the best decisions. So we need to perhaps take more clear and direct positions on applicants who are coming in asking for changes.
I'm just saying that the law, this is a CHAFA program, so it's an affordable program under the statute. And they are willing to give people a loan if the loan is for 20 years.
Mhm.
Being
But-
deed restricted.
Does anybody on the commission feel that we need to ask Corporation Counsel for an opinion as to exactly?
Can't hurt, but it looks like
What-
what we
Yeah.
have so far,
And
we
to
don't
lock
have
in.
a number of years on
That's
that,
correct.
on this previous resolution. We don't have
That is
anything
correct.
apparently.
That is correct, right?
Because we had always talked in terms of the 40 years, because that was what we were.
Right, that was our
debating with them, and
understanding
that
as
was
we were
day
putting
one
that.
time.
And unfortunately, the
Up yet,
person who
so.
drafted that did not think to put it into our
But what
document.
wasn't it in effect?
Right, so the reality of it is this, the way I see it. if the applicant didn't come forward, the existing 10%, the term of whatever length that is, isn't defined.
Correct.
How will that
Correct.
get resolved?
I don't know.
I have no idea how that's getting resolved.
Unless there
Okay.
was something unless there was something mentioned on, was that before YouTube? Was that before we started doing YouTube?
No, we were-
So we should go back and listen to that and see
Right.
if it was documented in the record.
Right,
But
but,
assuming, and I'm
But
just making an
this is what-
assumption, assuming it was, then.
right, but when we have an applicant coming and asking for a modification, it's a modification.
Mhm.
Okay, it doesn't mean the initial piece remains in effect. It means you're coming in here and asking for us to consider a change.
Mhm.
And we can consider the whole piece to be changed, not
But-
part of it,
Right.
right?
So we can say that we want 20 years, which is what the loan, term of the loan is.
In past applications, some complicated pieces, and I think we could come to different agreements. You're absolutely correct. Or we don't have to. We can
Yeah,
come
but-
with what we've wanted to in the past is be a 40 years to be consistent on what we're doing.
Well, that was.
I'm sure that was the intent of this, absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't think you can go to court and say, well, it was our intention to do this.
You're absolutely right. That's what I was
Yeah, you
saying.
can't
I
really-
mean, you know,
Intention means nothing.
you could go back to
Disagree with you.
YouTube, but
I don't disagree with that.
YouTube is only verbal. This is a resolution signed.
No,
and
if it's verbal, if it's on YouTube,
It's something with
that's
support of-
that's part of the record.
Again, on the
I don't know.
resolution, in one section, it's in response to the commission's request to provide some affordable housing units, the applicant has indicated that although this was not anticipated, he could and did indicate an intention of providing 8 studio units as voluntary affordable units. The commission expressed a desire for 10% or 9 units to be allocated in a format that would be structured and administered to comply with state statutes in order that they be eligible for recognition as affordable units. Commission recommends 9 units be reserved in a mix that corresponds generally with the overall mix of the proposal, such as 3 studio, 2 1-bedroom, and 4 2-bedroom.
Yeah, I don't think the number is being disputed or the
No,
ratio.
No,
length of
it's-
time.
It's
the length of time.
It's the length of time. And, you know, quite frankly, I don't know what was in any of your heads, whether you thought it was 40, whether you thought it was something else. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I think we all assumed it was 40.
I mean, if we get 20%, that's 10% more than what we currently have.
Correct.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So if we do that for 20 years,
20, I'd say
You're
20.
breaking
right,
even,
at
yeah.
60 and 80.
And not this 120% of market value term.
Right.
No,
No.
Top of that.
60 and 20.
While you
I
guys
mean,
make your decision, the whole difference between the 20 and the 40, if your goal is to obtain a moratorium, the only way to qualify for a moratorium is if you deed restrict for 40 years. If that's not your end goal,
Oh,
then you can do your 20 years.
all right,
You
now,
have to Determine what your end goal is.
if we're striving for a moratorium, is that an impossibility at this point?
Yes.
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
say
you know,
it's-
there's no
It's
sense of,
close to impossible.
no sense of beating a dead horse.
No.
No,
You would need a ton of new housing.
we gotta-
right.
It's so hard to do.
We're never gonna get it if you think you're never gonna
I think we
get
could,
it.
you
But
know,
if
make
you're-
some
if
headway
you're-
with some ADUs.
If you're progressive towards making that goal.
Good
then
point.
anything-
So we should at
Right, and
least
if we
keep
show
the
that we are
original
open to
9.
a more affordable housing and adding
Yeah.
that in, that's also.
So this program
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
qualify?
No,
Not
no,
towards obtaining a moratorium, and anything under 10 years.
That's
doesn't qualify.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
No,
That's
That is correct.
ridiculous.
Why don't we,
counts towards
why
It
don't we
counts
say
towards your
the
10%.
10 we thought we had, or
As
the
is.
9 we had at 40 at
Mhm.
least.
And the
Those
10,
9. And the
that's
10
at
maybe-
80%, maybe the
Well, we
10
don't-
at 60% at 20 years.
maybe
Promise we
20.
don't. Well, that's, again, we're not certain what the initial 9 are.
no, we don't.
No, we're gonna,
Well,
now
no,
we are.
now
because
We could
you're-
do it now.
They're talking
Could,
about
yeah,
20
and
units.
Increase to it.
Yeah.
Or we can, again, just the conversation, like you said, go on we could do what we've done in the past is 18 for 20 years, 9 at 80, 9 at 60.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
40
it's-
years.
It's like a compromise. Would say. I think that's what I'm hearing.
I just want to caution everyone that
You
just
want
be
to run it by
careful
corporate
if you want to
counsel first?
bird in the hand versus two in the bush. And whether or not we should discuss this with Corporation Council to make sure that we
I
are
would,
approaching the right,
yeah, I would run
Way.
it by corporate counsel.
Just a question.
I'm sorry.
So if that's the case, if you pay the loan off in 6 years, doesn't matter, it's still gonna last for 20.
No,
Only if it's.
No.
that's not correct.
Unless we
No.
stipulate it. If we
When the loan is
stipulate
drawn
that
as-
it lasts for 20
So is the.
as part of the
resolution.
agreement.
You can pay it off in a year, not that anyone would, but you could pay it off in a year. And you couldn't get a release from that restriction for 6 years.
It has to be a minimum.
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 And a maximum.
More
of 20.
times,
That's their minimum.
Right.
Yes.
it's their rules, it's not the applicant.
That's their minimum.
Yeah, their
And
minimum.
why would they? Because the interest rate's so low, right?
Yeah, that's the argument. No one's gonna pay this off. But no, I shouldn't say no, that's not really fair. It's unlikely that it'll be paid off because they're giving you a 2% interest loan. So at 2% interest loan, it's behooves the borrower just to keep it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Unless you think interest rates are gonna go below 2%. That if they do, we're all in trouble,
We're all
right?
in trouble. I was gonna say that.
I mean, I'm on their website and it says permanent loan 20 years.
Yeah.
Repayment 40 years, but you're saying that they allow you to.
That's an amortization schedule.
Right. But
Yeah,
they'll-
the amortization schedule is 40 years.
But under loan term, it says construction up to 36 months, permanent loan 20 years.
That's great. It's a 20-year loan.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But you could pay it off in 6.
You could pay it off sooner.
As an option.
Yeah, yes, it is.
But it impacts then the length of the affordability
Right.
portion.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right,
It's a tough dilemma because, and we all know it, it was never spelled out in the original agreement how long it was supposed to be deed restricted.
So right now we have nothing.
You got nothing.
so we're
No,
not.
I wouldn't say
I
that.
don't want to assume.
You
that
don't, we
didn't-
can't.
That we didn't.
Oh.
Let's
Yeah,
not
I was
gonna
assume
say,
that it's
yeah.
not on
From our
YouTube.
Corporation
Yeah.
Council.
So we need Corporation Council
Put an opinion. about
opinion,
it.
and we need to have somebody go back to the.
Alexandra, we're not under any time constraints with this. Okay,
Yeah. I have no problem with
Yeah,
that. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of night and day. We have no verification that we intended that.
You're gonna make some.
Intentions.
I'm
are
gonna,
not-
and what, well, I
Oh.
just want to,
Yeah.
you all set?
I'm fine.
Okay, all right, so, Ms. Pisano,
Yes,
you're,
I just had a question.
Yeah.
Is this loan assumable?
By whom?
So if he was to sell the property in 6 years, so what your argument is that, well, why would anybody pay it off in 6 years? Because you get the benefit of whatever is 2% for 20 years. If he decides to sell and it's assumable, then it would be obviously a benefit to the new buyer to assume this loan.
Mhm.
If it's not assumable, you also have to consider that he may sell it. The market
You have
changes,
to pay it
or
up.
he gets the offer,
Well,
so that's
no-
really what my.
No, I understand. I don't know the answer to that, so I don't want to guess. But I do know, even if you do sell it, that deed restriction stays on for 6 years.
I understand, but I'm
Okay.
looking for the greater than 6 years.
Right,
So
exactly.
6 years, I understand.
Okay. I can't answer that today.
Okay,
All right.
so just for clarification.
Yeah, no.
all right, so
thank
then
you.
let's move on, and I think we all have come to consensus. We
Yeah,
need
I
to
just
have
want
Corporation
you to
Council.
talk to Corporation Council and I'll come back and you let me know.
Mhm.
Do we need to table or?
Yeah, we could just put it
I
over.
believe So,
No.
All right.
this is something that's a tabling. Okay,
Keep it
You will?
open, right?
Okay, these are your documents.
yes, thank you.
Oh. I'm gonna put, you don't have the permit. Okay.
No, actually. Because we're not all lawyers, right?
You put the resolution in, Commissioner?
I have mine.
You want me to put it in the record?
No, I don't want.
Mine's unsigned.
I
Mine.
uploaded it already. The
You're all set?
resolution. Yeah, I don't have the
Permit?
letters, but I have. the
All right, so this, I'll leave this with you guys. Okay, we're all set.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the public portion. Thank you, Attorney Billis.
Sure.
Oh, by the way, when are we getting invited? Oh,
Yeah.
I get invited to the clock tower?
yeah.
Yeah,
Walk through.
yeah, we did, we had, I wasn't here. Did you walk through?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
We had one walk through, but I don't mind doing
No, it
another.
was just me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Why?
I'll be glad to set something up.
Yeah.
Are you renting? Are they?
Yes, they started to rent, this, I don't remember the date. I think the CO was like April, end of April perhaps. The big thing was the switch gears.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that equipment. Okay, we want to move on.
I'm up again.
Okay. Oh, no, we're on the public portion.
Yeah, but after that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll step aside.
All right, so, if there's any public official present in the auditorium, and I see none. So I will ask if there's any public officials, participating via Zoom that want to, make a comment to the commission on an item that's not on the agenda. Please use Zoom's raise your hand feature or dial *9. No one? Okay, so no one. Any member of the public here in the auditorium that wishes to address the commission? Okay, if there's any member of the public participating remotely that would like to address the commission on an agenda, on an item that's not on the agenda, please use Zoom's raise your hand feature or dial *9.
Am I-
No one, okay. All right, so then,
Stanford.
we're gonna go on to other business, and first thing is the bond release request from Clock Tower Apartments, 275 Quorum Road.
Coupled all my favorites, and I probably
Yeah.
did them in.
All right, Ms. Castro, do you have any comments on this?
I have the letter from the city engineer. The soils and erosion bond must remain in place for an entire growing season.
Yep,
And the next letter says,
but the city engineer letter has to do with the growing season.
yeah, so there's two bonds in place.
Okay,
City engineer recommends, concurs with the request to release the performance bond for the discontinuance of Petramont Lane.
mhm,
and Milling Farm Road, and there shall be no release of the soils and erosion bond at this time.
okay, what was the amount of the,
The bond for the erosion was 20,000?
no, the first one?
100,000. I have the bond,
Okay. 100K for the performance bond,
correct.
and then the soil erosion, 120?
No, 20.
Oh, 20. Say expensive trees. Okay. All right, Attorney Bellis, you here to discuss this?
Yes, I am.
Why don't you identify yourself for the
I'm sorry,
record?
Attorney Stephen Bellis, I represent Good Guys Development LLC. We had put up two bonds. One was for 20,000 with the Travelers, bond number 107516773. That bond was put up effective, oh no, that's the premiums, I'm sorry, effective October 1, 2024. It was before that. It expires on October 1, 2025.
Mhm.
So I had asked that to be released because there's been no soil and erosion problems. There's been no complaints.
And the
With any
area,
kind,
the area concentration on that performance bond have to do with just Petramont Place closing,
no, the one I'm talking about is the soil and erosion one right now.
right?
So what we do is we put in stormwater galleys underneath, right? So we did that, and then you plant grass on top of that.
Mhm.
And then there hasn't been any runoff
Mhm.
since we did it, and so that's why we were asking for the release. So when the engineer says 1 year, I think it's been over 1 year.
I just put it up on the screen. The paving form occurred after Thanksgiving of 2024.
That's paving, yeah. That was
And that would be the reason why the bond can't be released at this time.
soil and erosion,
Or the performance.
yeah.
As
That bond,
stated in my December 13, 2024 letter, the soils and erosion bond must remain in place for an entire growing season after the final planting of all vegetation to ensure the plantings have survived and taken root. Since the paving of Quorum Road occurred after Thanksgiving of 2024, it's the only reason the bond cannot be released until that time.
all right, so
The $20,000 one.
yeah, the little $20,000
Okay.
one.
What
So
about
I would
the
suggest then
larger?
if we can do it before it expires on October 1, 2025.
We're still, wait a minute. The performance bond is
The
100,000. Would you let me speak? The performance bond is 100,000, Ms. Castro. Are we in a position right now to release that or not? That is not the same as the paving, right? No, the soil.
No, it's different.
Right, that's what I want to make sure.
The performance bond, I don't have the number. don't
Oh, I
have
can give
the
it to you.
Listing of which is which. I only have the name of the company and then not the dollar amount.
Okay, so Arch Insurance Company, it was $100,000 bond, SU 1174320. The city engineer said he had no problem releasing that,
But
correct?
where is it listed that that bond is for that? I don't have it in front of me. I didn't bring that file downstairs.
I can give you that.
I think I have your letter.
I attached the bond. Okay. That one, I thought he agreed that gets
Performance
released.
bond, 100,000. So yes.
That can be released.
That was his recommendation.
That was his recommendation, and I'm okay,
Right.
obviously, with that.
Sure. Ms. Castro, is there anything outstanding with that performance bond?
No, he
No.
only references holding the soil in the road.
Can you put that
Right.
letter back up?
This one, he
yeah,
concurs with
there
the release.
Yeah, there's a letter
For
dated
the
June
performance
4th.
bond, and the performance bond is the 100,000.
Right. All right, anyone have any questions? Everybody all clear? The $100,000?
Yep.
One performance bond? Okay.
That's the one we're releasing.
That's the
You're
request for the release.
releasing,
The
yeah.
second one will stay in place. So is there,
I'll make a motion
Motion?
to release.
okay. So there's a motion to approve the release of the bond from Commissioner Kelly, the performance bond from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
Second. Oh, never mind.
Commissioner Cristiano has seconded. So on the motion, Commissioner Parkins.
Aye.
Commissioner Motto.
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki.
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Cristiano.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 6-0. Thank
Now,
you.
I'll just come back before October 1, 2025.
Work it out with the staff.
Yeah.
too,
Okay.
Okay.
Whether or not that's.
I don't know if I
the
can remember
appropriate-
that long.
I'm sure Ms. Castro will help you along.
Oh, we'll
Tickler
get
on your
letters. He'll
calendar.
Remind us.
I'll remind you?
Okay.
We'll both get letters of coming
Put a
to.
sticky on your forehead.
All right. Attorney
No,
Bellis,
thank
I'd
you.
like to move on. Thank you.
You may. Thank you
Next
all.
is the comments from the chair and the subcommittee chairpersons, executive board committee meeting of the SEDC that was to be held yesterday morning was postponed until June 24th. Commissioner Motto, you have anything from the zoning subcommittee?
I do not.
Okay. You have a lot of signs coming up.
For July, we do.
Oh, can't
Or
wait.
warrant
We
is
got our
formed.
June break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, goody goody.
All right. Any comments from the staff, Ms. Castro?
I do not.
Okay, Mr. DeGangi?
No.
Okay. All right, so now we're on to approval of meeting minutes. Does anyone have any comments or changes for the May 14th, 2025 minutes? Everybody looked at the minutes? Yeah, I did.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes of May 14th.
Okay, there's a motion to approve
Second it.
from Commissioner, as submitted,
Submitted.
from Commissioner Parkins and seconded by Commissioner Kelly.
Correct.
All those on the motion to approve, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Let the record show the vote was 6-0 with no commissioners voting nay and no commissioners abstaining. Next, anyone have any comments or changes for the May 21st minutes?
Maybe.
Hearing none, is there a motion on that, on these May 21st minutes? Anyone want to make
What
a
are we doing?
motion?
Oh,
May
motion to approve.
21st?
I will make motion to approve. Yes.
As submitted. Okay, so there's a motion to approve the May 21st minutes as submitted from Commissioner Motto. Is there a second?
Mr. Cristiano.
Okay, so on the motion to approve, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Let the record show the vote was 6-0 with no commissioners voting nay and no commissioners abstaining. And seeing that there's no other item on the agenda, I'll declare that this evening's meeting is adjourned as of 7:34 PM.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. Next meeting is June 25th. Okay.